Hi guys, what's up? I hope you're doing fine. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're sitting here with Tata. Well, it's finally time for another Q&A. We've reached 10k on this channel. I still can't realize it fully. I'm at loss of words. Like, are you happy, Tata?
Of course.
So I actually asked you guys what content you wanted to see to celebrate 10k, and most of you voted for a video with my brother, which is on the way. I'm slowly trying to put him in front of the camera. I still haven't figured out the perfect lineup yet, but we're going to do it. And the second most voted option was a Q&A, so here we are. I think that's my second Q&A on this channel. I have done one a while ago. I think it was back in 2020. Oh, my belly is hungry. So I've asked you guys on Instagram and on my community tab to come up with some questions. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone. Look at my new phone, it's so pretty. Like, I still have my previous one over there that I need to send out, and I'm like, you served me well, thank you. But this one, very pretty. I'm going to start with like the most, I would say, simple question out of all. Who is your BTS bias? I don't know if we see it. Do we see it here? There isn't that obvious. And that, well, my BTS bias is Tae, and Tae is also my ultimate bias, in case you didn't know. Favorite BTS songs. This is so hard. I have a list of songs because I can't choose, but if I had to mention some, I would say Young Forever, Magic Shop, The Truth Untold, Blue and Grey, Your Eyes Tell, Dope, Pied Piper, now that I know how to pronounce it, Blood, Sweat and Tears, A Spring Day, and Boys with Fun. Can I choose between all of them? I don't think so, because it really depends on my mood. I love the more powerful and energetic song, kind of like dancey vibes, but what I love above all are all the more, I would say, emotional songs. In all my songs, 6 of them, 7, are actually slower songs. Another BTS related question. Favorite BTS era? So I'm going to divide it in two. In terms of song and album, I would say DNA. Even if Idol I think was a really good era, but I'm going to start with DNA. And then in terms of style, concept and hairstyles, I would say the On era was definitely one of my fave. What is your dream job? I don't really know. I mean, I like to do many things, and I think the environment you're working in is very important too. You might not especially like what you're currently doing, but if the environment is great, then you're going to feel, I don't know, fulfilled. My dream job as a kid, or most likely as a teenager, was to become a film director. I wanted to work in the film industry, but real life kind of brought me down, and the fact that I lived in Switzerland and that I didn't want to film documentaries and such, I was like, okay, you're just going to go for something very general. I would definitely say that I would love to work in the creative field, or maybe create something on my own. Well, at this point in time, we'll see. What's your MBTI? So I'm a INFJ. I never add the letters at the end because it's confusing to me. What are you MBTIs, guys? Next question is, if you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would it be? Great question. South Korea, for sure. I guess that's on my bucket list. It's forever. Japan as well, actually. And then I kind of like love the northern countries because I can't live in a very hot environment. In the summer, it's hard for me to stay outside. I would say that I would love to visit more Scandinavian countries. I would love to explore more of England and Ireland, that's for sure. Iceland might be a good idea too. But you know, I enjoy the kind of landscapes you could see in the series such as Pride and Prejudice, The Rain, Poldark. Yeah! What's one of your YouTube accomplishments of 2021? It's hard to say. You know, you always want to do more, but timely and energy-wise, sometimes it just doesn't work. I kind of decided to diversify my content by adding some reactions to Run BTS, for example. My Run BTS reactions are a lot of fun, but they take as well lots of time to edit. I like to edit my videos and add a certain value than just like putting the footage and then just putting the other footage on it and then just leaving it as it is. No, I like to add some, I don't know, animation, some GIFs, some sound effects and such to make it a little bit more entertaining and fit it more to my personality, I guess. It takes a lot of time and it's sometimes hard to manage. It can become overwhelming, that's for sure, but what I'm proud of in 2021 is that I kind of like pull it through and still had fun while doing it. Anyways, how many K-pop albums do you own? Too many to keep track. That would be actually a good question. I would have to count them, but I think it's going to be depressing if I count them because I'm going to be like, that's just too much. I definitely calmed down at the beginning of 2022. Anyways, that was not the question. I need to drink a little bit. You know when you're talking to yourself for like 115 minutes? Oh, I actually skipped a question. How do you manage work and YouTube? I currently am barely managing, if I have to be honest. As said before, YouTube, believe it or not, is very time consuming. It's fun, for sure, but it takes a lot of energy, especially when you're trying to put a lot of effort in editing and making sure that your content is good enough to be put out there, I guess. And then my work can be very stressful at times because I have to manage lots of demands and lots of deadlines. So I most often work with rush. It's kind of like toxic, I would say. So it's definitely sometimes hard to manage both, especially when there's a lot on each end. I can't answer that because I don't think I'm in the best place right now in terms of like how I manage work and YouTube. Working on that, I guess. What's your favorite place to visit? I love Berlin. Berlin is one of my favorite cities in Europe. It's so dynamic, it always changes, and it's very alternative, I would say. I love that. Scotland was definitely one of my favorite trips as well. You know, some people hate these rainy countries. I love them. I'm the kind of person who finds beauty in the moodiness of the weather. And you know, the world has so much to offer in terms of culture, landscapes. Very lucky to have traveled a lot through Europe, but I would love to explore more and see how these places and adventures can make me grow as a person. Wasn't that beautiful? But anyways, I'm not the backpack or camping person. That's something that people, I guess, should know. Do you have a workout routine? Not really. I'm exercising at home regularly, doing squats or such. I sometimes go to the swimming pool, swim a bit. Nothing fancy, but I guess I'm just trying to keep my body slightly in shape. Top 3 K-pop groups with songs, I guess. The reason why you love those groups and songs. I would say the 2 first ones are not hard to choose. The third one is going to be a little trickier. First one is going to be 17. They are the ones that got me into K-pop, okay? So they're going to stay in the first place until the end, I guess. You know, they almost feel like friends. And the music always makes me happy. I truly love how they are involved in the process of creating their music and creating the choreo. They definitely always stay humble. I think that's something very important and that's something I appreciate. And to me, it kind of feels like, you know, I have grown up alongside them in the hard and the good times. So that's how special 17 is to me. A favorite song by 17. That's hard. I would say Trauma. I think that's the song that most impacted me. Second one, no other than worldwide, international, renowned BTS. It kind of took me some time to stan BTS in the way that I came into K-pop in 2015. We were already in the third generation of K-pop. BTS was definitely on top in terms of all the groups that kind of like debuted at the time. I was like, you know, I'm just enjoying what they are doing. I'm enjoying their music, but I don't need to dig into them. Well, girl, I digged my hole, I fell in it and stayed in it. I think BTS is a source of inspiration. Their growth and hard work is deeply impressive. They came from nothing with a company that was like new to the world of like entertainment in Korea, and now they're like topping charts even internationally. I mean, wow. And at some point they were even like thinking of disbandment. I'm always praising those guys. They have done amazing work. They still do. They stay fun even with all the pressure fame is coming with. I love my Bangtan boys. What was the question again? I have so many that I could name in third place. Like, I'm hesitating between Astro, 80s, Monster X, but I think that I'm going to choose from like the discography and like the group that most impacted me in terms of inspiration and seeing them going through hard times. I would choose Monster X. Can you show us your favorite photocards? I actually took them out before. Otherwise I would spend like 3 hours doing that. So, words, Froggy, Baekhyun, Vernon picture. That was a concert that I wanted to go and could not because of a certain person. It's kind of like a memory too. That's another Vernon PC. That's a DK photo card that I really like. Then we have Mingyu. That's my fave. I Am. That's one of my fave because we can see his tattoo and he's doing a poot. This is kind of cute. This one by Unwoo. Choosing from my Tay photo cards was really hard because I have many of them, but I chose this one. This is a DVD photo card, and then this one. One of my favorite photo card by Tay is one that I don't have. Your most recent bias. This is actually super hard to tell because for some groups it actually takes me longer to determine a bias, and I have a few groups in which I still don't have a bias. So I would say that the latest to date is One is Raven. Which of your bias you know is going to considerably grow on you with time? I have a name. I'm definitely thinking about that time when all my third generation biases are going to leave for military, and then we never know what's going to happen to the groups and such. The first person who crossed my mind was Yeonjun from TXT, and man, is wild. Favorite Monster X song? I really love MX discography, so it's super hard for me to choose right now. Believe me or not, but I have a huge crush on a song that is kind of like older, and it's a song called Sweetheart or White Sugar, depending on how it's translated. That song just makes me happy. And then if I had to choose another older song, I would say Beautiful. And in the most recent ones, I would say Secrets. Choosing songs actually makes me feel like a cheater. Sometimes it's hard to be a K-pop stan. Something you want to get into. I would love to get more into interior design or design in general. I like organizing rooms and spaces. Thinking back is actually something that I would have loved to do as a job. As said, I like to do many things. What are your favorite activities to feed your soul? Crafting, watching K-dramas most of the time, be surrounded by beauty. It can be nature, city, museum, inspirational things, MVs or whatever. And definitely organizing and rearranging things. That's something I really like to do. Your biggest wish currently? I'm laughing, but it's not fun at all. I think my biggest wish currently is just the world to be kinder. That's all. Let's wrap up this Q&A. If you want to know a little bit more about my age, my things, how I came into this channel, I would recommend you to watch my first Q&A. And otherwise, I hope I answered all your questions. If you enjoyed, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And otherwise, I thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!